The 1960s, a time of change, turmoil, and incredible scientific advancements. The world watched in awe as humanity ventured beyond Earth's atmosphere for the very first time. The Beatles were taking the world by storm with their music. Everything was groovy, baby. But amidst the Cultural Revolution, a different kind of race was taking place. The space race. The Cold War was in full swing, and the two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, were locked in a fierce competition for dominance not just on Earth but in space. It was a battle for technological superiority, a test of each nation's scientific prowess and ambition. The stakes were high and the pressure was on. The Soviets had taken an early lead, successfully launching Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, into orbit in 1957. This was a major blow to the United States, and it sparked a sense of urgency to catch up. The answer? The Apollo program. This ambitious endeavor was America's bold response to the Soviet challenge, a daring plan to put a man on the moon before the end of the decade. And at the heart of this program was Apollo 11, the mission that would make history. Leading this audacious mission was Neil Armstrong, a man of few words but immense courage and skill. He was the pilot's pilot, calm under pressure and known for his unwavering focus. Joining him was Buzz Aldrin, the lunar module pilot and a man who brought a touch of swagger to the mission. Don't let the Hawaiian shirt fool you. He was a brilliant engineer and a key player in making the moon landing a reality. And then there was Michael Collins, the often forgotten third member of the crew who piloted the command module Columbia, orbiting the moon, while Armstrong and Aldrin made their descent. Together, these three astronauts embarked on a journey that would capture the imagination of the world. Apollo 11 wasn't just about reaching the moon, it was about pushing the boundaries of human exploration, about daring to dream the impossible. It was a moment that transcended politics and nationality, a testament to the power of human ingenuity and collaboration. On July 20th, 1969, the world held its breath as Neil Armstrong took one small step onto the lunar surface, uttering the words that would be etched in history. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. It was a moment that unified humanity, a shared experience that reminded us that even in the midst of division and conflict, we are capable of achieving extraordinary things together. July 16th, 1969, Cape Kennedy, Florida. The air crackled with anticipation. Millions around the globe held their breath, glued to their television screens. It was showtime for Apollo 11. Our three heroes were strapped into the command module, perched atop the mightiest rocket ever built, the Saturn V. This thing was a beast, a 36-story skyscraper on a one-way ticket to the moon. This wasn't your average backyard bottle rocket. The Saturn V was powered by over 7.5 million pounds of thrust. Imagine the most powerful sneeze you've ever experienced. Multiply that by 1 million, and you're still not even close. This rocket was so loud it rattled windows miles away. Birds probably lost their minds. Small dogs too. But all that power was needed to break free from Earth's gravitational pull and hurl our intrepid astronauts into the great unknown. Once they punched through the atmosphere, things got a little more floaty. Welcome to zero gravity, gentlemen. Suddenly, eating, sleeping, even going to the bathroom became a whole new adventure. Let's just say, thank goodness for duct tape and those special astronaut diapers. But hey, when you're on a 250-mile road trip to the moon, you make the most of it, right? Think of it as the ultimate family vacation, just without the legroom or the souvenir shops. After a few days in space, it was time for the main event, landing on the moon. Easier said than done, right? Armstrong and Aldrin squeezed into the lunar module, nicknamed Eagle, and began their descent. Now, picture this. You're trying to land a tin can on a giant dusty rock with no air conditioning and the weight of the world watching you. No pressure, guys. To make matters even more interesting, their designated landing site turned out to be a bit rougher than expected. Armstrong had to take manual control and improvise a bit, like parallel parking a spaceship in a tight spot. And then, in a moment that silenced the world, the Eagle touched down. Houston, Tranquility Base here. Armstrong's voice crackled over the radio. The Eagle has landed. Cue the cheers, tears, and sighs of relief from everyone back on Earth. We made it. A few hours later, Armstrong climbed down the ladder and made history with those immortal words. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. He almost tripped coming down the ladder. It was a good thing there were no paparazzi around to catch that lunar fumble. Soon, Aldrin joined Armstrong on the surface, and the two astronauts spent the next few hours exploring their new lunar neighborhood. Walking on the moon? Turns out it's not as easy as it looks. Imagine trying to run in a bouncy castle while wearing a giant marshmallow suit. They planted the American flag, took some photos, and collected some moon rocks. You know, typical tourist stuff. Oh, and they also left behind a bunch of scientific instruments, and a plaque that read, "We came in peace for all mankind." Classy move, guys. Okay, so maybe geology isn't the most exciting word. But trust me, lunar geology is way cooler than staring at rocks on Earth. For starters, these rocks were from the moon. They held secrets about the formation of the moon, the solar system, and maybe even the universe itself. Plus, they didn't have to worry about erosion or pesky life forms messing with their samples. Armstrong and Aldrin collected all sorts of goodies. Basalt, breccia, regolith. That's moon dust for you non-geologists. Scientists back on Earth were practically drooling with anticipation. Speaking of moon rocks, can you imagine the bragging rights? "Oh, this old thing? Just a souvenir from my trip to the moon. Picked it up myself." But these weren't just any old space souvenirs. They were carefully cataloged, analyzed, and studied for years to come. They helped scientists understand the composition of the moon, its volcanic past, and its relationship to Earth. Who knew rocks could be so chatty? One of the biggest mysteries surrounding the moon was how it got there in the first place. Was it a captured asteroid, a chunk of Earth that spun off, or something even stranger? Well, the Apollo 11 mission provided some crucial clues. The moon rocks showed that the moon's composition was surprisingly similar to Earth's mantle, suggesting a shared origin. This evidence lent support to the giant impact hypothesis, which suggests that the moon formed from debris ejected when a Mars-sized object collided with Earth billions of years ago. Talk about a cosmic fender bender. But the scientific discoveries didn't stop there. The Apollo 11 mission also helped scientists learn more about the solar system's early history. By studying the ages of the moon rocks, they could estimate the age of the solar system itself. It's like cosmic carbon dating, but instead of finding out how old a fossil is, they were figuring out the age of planets. The moon, it turned out, was a time capsule, preserving a record of the early solar system that had been lost on Earth due to erosion and geological activity. Thanks to the Apollo 11 mission, we had a glimpse into the past, a better understanding of our place in the cosmos, and maybe even some new wallpaper ideas. Who wouldn't want a moon rock pattern in their living room? The Apollo 11 mission wasn't just about planting a flag on the moon. It was a testament to the audacity of human ambition, the boundless curiosity that drives us to explore the unknown. It was a moment that transcended borders and ideologies, uniting people around the globe in a shared sense of wonder and achievement. Think about it. We sent 3 guys on a 250,000-mile journey through the vast emptiness of space, landed them on a giant rock with no atmosphere, and brought them back safe and sound. And we did it with slide rules, calculators, and computers less powerful than your smartphone. Talk about a testament to human ingenuity. The Apollo 11 mission proved that if we put our minds to it, there's no limit to what we can achieve. It was a giant leap for humankind, a moment that redefined what's possible and inspired generations to come. The legacy of Apollo 11 extends far beyond those grainy images of astronauts bouncing around on the lunar surface. It ignited our collective imagination, sparking a fascination with space exploration that continues to this day. Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the moon. Tang became the drink of choice, moon boots were all the rage, and even cheese was named after our celestial neighbor. But beyond the pop culture craze, Apollo 11 left an indelible mark on science, technology, and education. It spurred advancements in rocketry, materials science, and computer technology, innovations that have had a profound impact on our lives. It also inspired countless young people to pursue careers in STEM fields, ensuring that the spirit of exploration would live on. So, where do we go from here? The moon was just the first step. As we venture further into the cosmos, the possibilities are as limitless as the universe itself. Mars is calling, with its rusty red plains and the tantalizing possibility of past or present life. And beyond the red planet lie the gas giants, the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, and countless other celestial wonders waiting to be explored. Imagine the day when we set foot on Mars, establish a lunar base, or even send a probe to a nearby star system. It might sound like science fiction, but remember, so did landing on the moon just a few decades ago. With each mission, we push the boundaries of human ingenuity and expand our understanding of the cosmos. The spirit of Apollo 11 lives on, a reminder that the human thirst for exploration knows no bounds. We are a species of explorers, driven by an insatiable curiosity to uncover the secrets of the universe. So buckle up, fellow space cadets, because the adventure is far from over. Who knows what wonders await us in the vast expanse of space? One thing's for sure, it's going to be one heck of a ride. And as we embark on this cosmic journey, let's never forget the lessons learned from those who dared to dream big and reach for the stars. After all, as Buzz Aldrin once said, get your ass to Mars.